Good evening. You are with the news here. I'm Seher Zaman. We're making a start and getting you the latest inputs here on what the situation is out there on the streets of Delhi. As we have played out through the evening here, through the afternoon as well. This was soon after the conclusion of the official Republic Day parade, after which barricades at Delhi borders were opened up for farmers to take in their tractors on pre-decided routes, which was agreed upon with the Delhi police, and permissions that were given in limited numbers to drive through their tractors into Delhi and then move out by evening at the borders where they have been protesting over the past 2 months. But nothing of that sort that happened today. This was a group of farmers protesters which was entirely out of control, who managed to maintain their calm. The past 60 days of the protest at the borders was entirely broken today. Farmers continued to press on, driving further into Delhi to the extent they reached areas of ITO, they reached Red Fort, pushed through Red Fort, broken the CCTV cameras, and also put in flags of their own unions and their own morchas. This is how the 72nd Republic Day today has been marked. A section of agitating farmers who have broken through several areas, deviated from their routes that was assigned by the Delhi police here, not even listening in to their farmers' union, who are speaking out and saying, do not indulge in acts of violence. We have continued to get in all of those inputs that have been coming in, and following which, in hours together, several areas that have today witnessed unprecedented scenes of violence and chaos. Nangloi is one such area where hundreds of farmers that went on a rampage. Times Network's Mohit is getting us these details.
Let's just cut across to these visuals once again. Dramatic visuals as we've been reporting since morning. You can see stone pelting happening right as we speak, as we talk about. And Vijay Gopal clearly giving you these visuals, despite the fact that it's even difficult to open our eyes as right now. And especially since this is tear gas shells that are being lobbed right now. Of course, these are preventive measures which are being taken in by the Delhi police, by the paramilitary which has been deployed here. RAF, SSB, BSF, all have been brought in specifically to ensure that this mayhem that has been continuously on for several hours on the streets of Delhi can be brought under control, but to no avail really. On one hand, you have the farmers, these protesters who've been trying to choose a pathway which is different to that which was designated by the Delhi police and the farmer unions. And on the other hand, you have the police, which is abundantly trying to make it clear that if the farmers want to take out their parade, if they want to further take out their rally, it can only be done so on the designated route. But clearly the confrontation has been on for several hours now. The tear gas shells have been lobbed. The kind of damage that has been done is clearly visible here. Stone pelting time and again happening from the side of the protesters. Multiple of these tractors have been damaged. On the other hand, property, private as well as public, has been also damaged in this ongoing protest. And the explosions that we get to see time and again clearly indicate that on one hand the police is trying to ensure that everything happens peacefully. Non-lethal ways of ensuring that this entire protest comes to a halt are being used, and the police is really not asking these protesters to stop. They're just saying that adhere to the guidelines which were taken and made under consideration of the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha and the Delhi police.
Well, this is what happened, as we said, on the clock at 3:30 p.m. at Nangloi in Delhi. Let's now go across to the Red Fort, which has seen the largest number of farmers, protesting farmers, storming the ramparts, literally scaling up the walls, holding the tricolour, but holding also flags of their own morcha and unions, and clashing with the police. Currently, our correspondent Alok there is with us, getting us these details. Alok, what is the progress made, if at all, by the police to control the situation and also get a set of numbers? How many are we really looking at who need to be exiting Delhi, who cannot be allowed to be continuing with this form of violent protest?
what we can say right now, that vandalism has been stopped here at the Red Fort, because there are a lot of vandalism happened. In fact, the Red Fort police post was completely vandalized by the farmers. They went, it stormed, and when they came here, they started just vandalizing several things. And right now, the situation is under control. You can see a lot of farmers are here, but the problem and the headache for the administration is that around 5,000 to 6,000 farmers are still camping. They are now trying to make a base over here, what we are learning. In fact, because there are a lot of tractor trolleys. Trolleys have also entered, and many foods and many packets have also come. So definitely they will try to cover the Red Fort portion. You can see large number of policemen, large number of farmers are still right now outside and inside, everywhere, all around at the Red Fort. Now the challenge for the police is whether they will ask them to leave right now, whether they will take any action. That could all happen. In fact, there are a high-level meeting is also going on by the police officers. In fact, here the police officers who are deployed, they are not intervening right now. In fact, they are away from this place because they have to see their security as well, because a lot of police personnel were also attacked and they got injured as well. So right now the situation, what we can say, have gone out of control from the police, but they are still trying to pacify. They are doing their meetings, and definitely they will ask these farmer leaders to ask these protesters to leave this main lawn of the the Red Fort. You can see I haven't seen this kind of situation not in my lifetime, that the protesters managed to reach over here, and in fact they now a kind of camping over here outside the Red Fort, and in fact many managed to go on inside as well. They scaled the wall. They managed to go on the top of the buildings as well, and they put up flags of various farmer unions as well. So right now the situation is completely chaotic, and it is a huge challenge for the security agencies now how they will deal with the situation outside and inside and here at Red Fort. Back to you.
Alok, you've of course stated that because the high-level meeting with the Ministry of Home Affairs is still on, so the police is standing by, keeping watch, but not taking any action. So there, of course, have been no detentions that have taken place so far anywhere across Delhi.
Yes, in fact, what we are getting the information that nobody has been detained as of now. Few persons got injured. They were taken to the hospital, whether from police side, whether from protester sides, because a lot of tear gas were also used. In fact, here also many police personnel were injured and many of the protesters were injured. We saw many of the ambulances were kept going inside. In fact, media persons were also heckled, so we are not clearly able to go inside. There are angry farmers, those who are attacking on media. All the installation, all the government installation, administration, completely they are angry, and they want the 3 farm laws to be repealed. That is their only demand. In fact, what my video journalist is showing you, the police personnel is standing on the walls on the building structure on the structures of the Red Fort. There you can see a few police personnel are standing, but they seems to be helpless, because those who are standing on the ground, they are not doing anything. They are not even requesting them to go outside, because they know that they will be attacked. So this kind of situation is happening over here. In fact, both the side of this road, this is main road of the Chandni Chowk and Red Fort, and as we all know that in front of Chandni Chowk is in front of the Red Fort is the Chandni Chowk. In fact, here you can see this is the lane going towards Chandni Chowk as well. So this is the gate that is recently put up over here to prevent from any kiosk or any kind of traffic problem. So right now, this is the Chandni Chowk, which I am showing it to you, and just in front of that, the Red Fort is there. So the situation at the Red Fort, I have never seen. I have never witnessed this kind of situation. Right now, what is prevailing over here? There are many tractors are still coming. Some are going back. Some are still coming. So definitely, we cannot say that all the farmers who came here, they will staying over here only. You can see my video journalist will show you there is one truck has come. And truck is filled with the farmers. You can see that all the farmers are there. They have just arrived and they are going inside the Red Fort. My video journalist will show you that they are still going inside. You can see on the MCD truck, from where they have got this truck, we don't know, but they are going on the truck and inside the Red Fort. You can see. So this way, there are many are coming, still coming. Many are also leaving. But the situation, what we can say, is right under control. No vandalism, no violence is happening. But the situation remains tense. Police is not, in fact, intervening and just sensing the situation, what they can do. High-level officers are still meeting, and definitely after a few hours or after a few minutes, they will take some decision what is the next course of action of the police and administration. Back to you.
Right. Alok, while you're giving us these images from a distance of what's happening here, it's a very clear sign that this wasn't on the spur of the moment. This was pre-planned to an extent, for the manner in which so many tractors filled with hundreds of farmers have managed to reach the Red Fort now, are driving through and entering the Red Fort. So could this be a protest that could continue inside the Red Fort, where the farmers choose to pitch as they have, as we've seen at the borders here? And this is the turning point now of the farmers' protest. They always wanted to enter Delhi. They've entered the heart of Delhi, and this is where they will pitch camp now.
Yes, absolutely, Afrida. If you see, this is complete failure of the police. What we can say, yes, definitely. The blame should be on the police as well, because police knew of the fact that there are many farmers, there are many groups. They are not happy with the routes that that the prescribed routes were given to them, and they were saying that they will definitely go towards the Red Fort or other installation. So police knew about the fact.
A rally parade, which is absolutely peaceful, disciplined. We are halfway through that. The information I get from Delhi is disturbing. It is deeply regrettable, and it is condemnable. Sanyukt Kisan Morcha always said that peace is our strength, and today that peace has been breached. I do not exactly know the details, but there is absolutely no doubt that what has happened is shameful and condemnable.
Sir, at least two deaths have been reported so far, no confirmation, but one we have seen. So deaths are being reported in this kind of protest. How do you see the protest?
As I said, this does not represent the main tenor of the protest, of the main current of this movement, which has been entirely peaceful. But even one incident, and of course one death, is too much for anyone to accept morally. So, as I said just now, it is condemnable, it is regrettable, it is deeply disturbing and shameful.
Are you still maintaining, sir, that these are not your people or not related to Kisan Sangharsh Samiti?
I do not know. Kisan Sangharsh Samiti is not a part of Sanyukt Kisan Morcha in any case, as you know. I do not know sufficient details about Delhi to be able to assign blame or something. Right now, my focus is once again in simply appealing to everyone to please stick to the designated route, and please ensure that the parade finishes peacefully, because so much is still to happen. So many people are still moving, they are on the way. And my focus is on ensuring that nothing more should happen.
But the act which has happened there at Red Fort is condemnable, obviously.
Absolutely, it's a shameful act that a national monument, and that to flag other than national flag. This is utterly shameful.
Well, this is yet another condemnation that's come in from farmers' leaders, Yogendra Yadav, who's of course of Swaraj India and has been part of this farmers' protest here, once again condemning in no uncertain terms, making it very clear that this has not supported by the farmers' union leaders. This is an act of violence and vandalism that they are strongly condemning. They have reached out, sent out appeals to all the protesting farmers here to maintain that calm and not break out in this act of vandalism. This is something that is being condemned by all farmers' leaders across the board. But now, of course, one needs to see the action that would be taken by the police. Right now, the Home Ministry is in a top-level meeting currently to ascertain what exactly has taken place across the streets on Delhi and what's the next course of action. Remember, as our correspondent Alok there was also confirming, that the police, which was clearly outnumbered in these protests by the protesting farmers, is waiting and watching and waiting for further instructions. So no detentions that have taken place so far. Farmers have been continuously, even to this minute as we speak, bringing in their tractors and driving in to the Red Fort. Let's also take and listen into yet another statement that's coming from a very big name of the protesting farmers union here, Rakesh Tikait, once again condemning the violence here. But of course, this has had no effect on ground today. Take a listen in.
शांति से जाना, हमारा रिंग रोड के अंदर हमारे लोग नहीं जाएंगे कोई भी।
लेकिन अभी बताया जा रहा है, लोग आरोप लगा रहे हैं आपके ऊपर कि किसान नेता जो लोग इस पूरे आंदोलन को चला रहे थे, उनके बस में ये आंदोलन नहीं रहा।
नहीं, बस में है, हमारे बस में है आंदोलन। हमको पता है कि किन किन लोग जो गड़बड़ फैलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वे सब लोग चिन्हित हैं जो गड़बड़ करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
कुछ लोग हैं आंदोलन,
हाँ है, चिन्हित है। पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के लोग हैं वे, और वे इस आंदोलन को खराब करना चाहते हैं।
Our correspondent Alok is getting us further inputs here on this. Alok, a lot of this vandalism, of course, has been caught on camera, has been caught on media camera here as well. All of these acts of violence on a. All right, we'll be going across to Mohit right now instead. Remember, we have our entire team of our network correspondents here getting us those inputs from across different corners of Delhi. Mohit is there with us right now in getting us further details on where he is. Mohit, you had sent us earlier reports from Nangloi. What's happening in the area and is the situation under control now?
Well, currently we are reporting from near Nangloi, that happens to be almost 10 kilometers afar from Tikri border, where the protesters had been sitting on a protest since 60 days or so now. And what we saw were unprecedented scenes coming out, clearly indicative of how there was absolutely no idea from the side of the farmers coming in. They had absolutely no idea, and they were absolutely in making no attempts to ensure that they stayed on route, that is on the designated routes which had been assigned to them by the Delhi police, by the Sayukt Kisan Morcha, together. But clearly these are the visuals that we are still bringing to you. The protesting farmers are now moving towards Piragadi. That happens to be on the outer ring road, and clearly from what happens from there is something that we'll be getting you all those visuals as well. Previously, these farmers, some of the farmers and the tractors which had made way towards the same area were brought back. There were preventive measures which were taken in, including tear gas and light to moderate force was also used by the forces in an attempt to ensure one thing, that peace once again resumes, the normalcy once again resumes. But so far that is something that has not been seen, and clearly the police was outnumbered, it was overwhelmed, and on the other hand, the sheer force with which the farmers hit the force was completely unprecedented, despite the fact that several rounds of dialogues had in fact happened between the police and the farmers. They refused to take into consideration any of it, despite several police senior officers, including the joint CP rank officers, coming out and speaking to the farmer delegations, asking them to once again go in the designated route. They refused to do so. What happened was a complete chaos, a complete ruckus that ensued after that. Tear gas shells being lobbed, lathi charge onto one and the other person.
Mohit, very quickly, where you are at the Nangloi border area, from where farmers, tractors continue to enter, driving into Delhi, given the fact the police permission, of course, was only for 5,000 tractors, and the farmers were sitting ready with about 1.5 to 2 lakh tractors here. And late till this evening, as tractors continue to enter Delhi, are we able to put a number to this? These are still very, very large numbers that we're looking at, and they're continuing to enter Delhi. Out of the large numbers that were pitching at the Delhi borders.
See, at this particular point, whatever I say would be a mere speculation from the side of the police, from the side of the government. It had come in one of the press conferences which was held by the Special Chief Intelligence that there are close to 10 to 12,000 tractors which are awaiting and are likely to participate in the rallies. However, permission was only given to about 5,000 or so at every protesting site. The idea being that such a ruckus should not have happened. There were several other guidelines which were brought forward as well, which included the fact that first and foremost, there would not be any more than 3 to 4 persons on a tractor. At the same time, only tractors would be participating. All of those guidelines were completely violated. We saw loudspeakers playing loud music as well, and more importantly, the tractors that are you still witnessing clearly are indicative of the not just tractors but other vehicles and tractor trolleys, cars, trucks, bikes, all of them turned into were a part of this rally which is going for hours now. Now on the side of the farmers, they've made very tall claims. They've made claims to the tune of how these trolleys have been, these tractors have been to the tune of 1 to 2 lakh. It would be speculation on my part to say or convincingly say confirm any of these numbers, because right now what we are witnessing is a continuous beeline that has been formed. But to put a better perspective, ever since we've been covering this, and now since these have been allowed to enter inside, or rather they have been forcefully entering inside Delhi. We've seen close to a couple of hundred of these tractors already go inside near the outer ring road area. So that would be the number that
several hundred tractors that have already entered, and this is only from one border. Of course, the Delhi police would be giving us a sense of more numbers by the end of today once they have more control over the situation here as well. Many thanks, Mohit and Alok, for getting us those inputs. This is the big story today. This is where the focus continues. Stay on with us here at Mirror Now.